Polyglot Frank here. Welcome back. Now we're going to check the topic on setting clear language goals. First, clarify your language motivation. I want you to think of the fact that when you learn a language, you have to have a really, really good motivation, a really, really good why, right? Because this requires a lot of work, and the why is going to help you um, have discipline. Okay, imagine that you are hungry, right? You're very hungry. Let's say you ate your breakfast 7 hours ago, and then one of your friends tells you to go ahead and practice your favorite sport. Let's say it's football, and but you're so hungry that you don't think about playing your favorite sport or doing your favorite activity because of the fact that you're hungry, right? You're just hungry. You can't think of anything else but the food, okay? So after you eat your food, after you have your meal, then you could go ahead and do those things that you like. But before that, you were not feeling like doing it because of the fact that you were hungry. You had a necessity, right? Okay, so this is kind of to illustrate what I'm going to say. Okay, when you have a necessity um, of achieving something, right? When you have the necessity, let's say, for example, to go to another country to study, to go to another country to meet your friend or your partner, right? Or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, right? This is actually what is going to motivate, right? What is going to give you the clear goal, right? I am going to learn because what if I go to this country and I don't, and I'm, let's say I'm going to study, but I don't know this language? What is going to happen? What is going to happen is that maybe you're not going to pass the exam, so you can go ahead and study over there because you don't know this language. Maybe they're not going to allow you to study over there since you don't know how to speak the language that they speak. You know what I mean? So this has to be your necessity, all right? This has to be your need. This has to be your motivation to do it, okay? Remember, your motivation doesn't necessarily has to be something that you're passionate about, okay? It could be things that you just want to achieve in life. Let's say you want to travel, you just want to get it out of the way, right? And but this is a clear goal. A motivation uh basically is something that is going to motivate you, right? To obtain something, right? Let's say you want to go ahead and study, you want to go ahead and meet your partner. This is a motivation. This is your motivation. This is your why. And this is going to let you know what the goal is. And the intensity of this goal is going to determine how much you're going to learn. Okay? Because a lot of people want to learn a language just for fun, for example, and maybe with the basics they are okay with it. But if you're going to study to another country, for example, right, you need an advanced level. All right, so you need to clarify your language motivation, whether it is you're going to study, whether it is for fun, whether it is career, culture, to meet someone, right? Maybe you have family members in another country that you don't get to talk to because they don't speak your language. You know what I mean? So this has to be your motivation. All right. Something that I've seen that many successful people do is that they write their goals. They a lot of think of any success a person that you admire. Most likely, these people write down their goals, right? So this is what you have to do: write down your goals every morning, right? Because this is actually what you want to achieve. You have to set specific and achievable targets. Okay, you have to define clearly what is it that you want and write it down. Okay, a lot of people, for example, want to just their motivation is to speak a language like a native. All right, let's say, for example, if you are in a country in which the language that you want to learn, they speak this language, you could reach this goal very easily because you are surrounded by people that speak natively the language that you want to learn is going to be easier and it is going to be achievable, right? Okay, but do not try to think that um, let's say, for example, I'm going to learn, for example, I'm gonna try to learn 8 languages right now because I just got motivated, okay? I just got motivated and I'm gonna learn 8 languages. All right. But you know what? I have a lot to work. I have a lot to work on. I have a lot of work. I have a lot of you have your family maybe. Um, you have to you have a few kids. You have to bring them to school. Then you have to work. You come back. You're tired. You know what I mean? So if you set a high target, then the moment that you're not uh, walking towards target, then you're not gonna be motivated. You have to determine an achievable one that you can reach. So when you, for example, you walk a little bit towards it, you feel joy, right? So this is what you have to do, in my opinion, all right? Because anybody can think of the way they want, right? And for example, you can think of yourself that you want to achieve a very high goal, and you could go ahead and try to do it, you know. But again, the what are the odds that you're gonna get the goal? What are the odds that you can actually conquer that language and reach this specific level that you want to reach? This is something that you have to take into account before determining the goal and setting your targets. Okay, it has to be achievable. All right. Also, um, an achievable target could be reaching conversational fluency or passing a certification. Okay, a lot of students are studying a language to do an exam, and this exam determines whether you're gonna get into the country to study or not. This is a clear goal. This tells you that you have to. This tells you even the level that you have to study. Okay, think of that. Also, integrate goals with daily life. Okay, choose objectives that fit your schedule and interests for sustainable progress. Okay, this means that, for example, let's say that you have to go to the university or to work, and it's 1 hour long, for example. Instead of just checking your social media, which you could do it if you want to, right? You have to integrate your goals in your daily life, in your daily activities. Instead of, for example, doing something that is not gonna produce anything, right? You start, listen to your training, to your audiobook in a language that you want to learn. You start studying in this time that you're not producing, in this time that you're just having fun, right? You could have fun for 5 minutes and then go back to study, because that's how it works. If you don't have basically a lot of time in your life, right, in your day, if you don't have a lot of time, Maybe in your way to work, in your way to university, you have 30 minutes that you can actually study a little bit. And this is again, when I said set achievable targets. If you don't have any time, if you don't have, you know, then okay, maybe I want to learn this language to basic level, right? Because maybe I'm just gonna travel. I'm gonna be 2 days over there, and I just need to, know how to order at a restaurant. I just need to know how to say where is this, where is that. Okay. But again, if you have a goal of, studying in another country, and it's not 30 minutes that you have to take to study in your way to school or university, right? It's not 30 minutes. You have to have at least 2 hours every day so you can dedicate to this language. So this is going to help you actually think of the right thing that you have to achieve, the right thing that you have to do, right? This will help you setting the clear goal. And this goal, you're going to write it down. You're going to write it down every day, not to forget it, okay? Because sometimes you you're going to study something and you just leave it for, oh, let's I'm tired now. Let's do it on another day. That's not a real goal, because a goal is something that is your target, is something that you want to achieve. It is something that you want to move forward to. It is something that you want to have to integrate it in your daily schedule. So day by day, you can achieve a piece of it. Okay? Hope this is clear. In the next um, chapter of the course, we're going to talk about how to identify your language motivations and how to align these languages with your personal interests and goals, which is a very important thing. All right. So, hope you like this content. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what you like about this course. And if you would like to see other courses in the future, put it in the comments as well.